My name is Dr. Esther Trufan, and in this video, I am going to demonstrate how to make a solution even when you don't quite know what your mixture is. For this experiment, we are going to work with the mixture you created from the decomposition of baking soda. Now, if you've done your protocol well, this should only be sodium carbonate. But if you stopped before the reaction was complete, it may be a mixture of sodium bicarbonate and sodium carbonate. Because we're making a solution, we will need some deionized water, a volumetric flask. Today we'll be using the 100 milliliter volumetric flask. We are going to use a pipette with a bulb to make adjustments to the volume so that we don't exceed the mark with the meniscus of our solution. And because we're measuring the mass of the powder we're adding, we'll be using a spatula, a scale, and a weighing paper. So let's get our process started with turning on the scale. It goes to 0.00. Then we place the weighing paper on top. We press tare. And then we open up the container with our sample and measure out as close as possible to a 1 gram. I have exactly 1.00 grams here. I have a little bit of extra powder on my spatula. I will discard it in the waste container, but you can rinse it down the drain because it is a combination of baking soda or washing soda, both of which are non-hazardous. And with that, I can set my powder to the side, and then I will take my weighing paper, turn off my scale, and set it aside. And I will take my weighing paper, roll it into a cone or funnel shape, and take its pointy end, slide it into the volumetric flask, and release the power into it. I can tap it a little bit to make sure it all goes through. Once it did, I can let go of the weighing paper. Next, I am going to add my deionized water so that the total volume of the solution will have its meniscus right at the mark. We're going to add the water in small increments so that it allows us to mix. It is almost fully dissolved, so I'm going to add another small increment of water. Swirl it again vigorously and hope that we dissolve all the powder. It looks fully dissolved. Only some bubbles rise to the top. And that means I can add water more freely. And from now on, I can simply focus on homogenizing my solution. It's pretty good. Now I lower myself so that I have the mark at my eye level. Carefully add some water until I get close to the mark, but I don't want to take any chances. I will take my pipette with a bulb, pull some water into it, and slowly add water until the meniscus of my solution is right at the mark. And then I will squeeze out the excess water, take the cap of my volumetric flask, slide it in, swirl my solution back and forth about 3 to 5 times. This way, we make sure that it is homogeneous. And then we're going to take a marker or a labeling system, and we're going to label it as our decomposition product, which in this case, we're going to say it is the sodium bicarbonate decomposition product solution. If you repeat the decomposition multiple times, you may want to indicate which decomposition procedure are you using the product of. And if there are multiple of you working on this project, then you may uniquely identify your group so that you can keep track of your samples better.